folks. Welcome again to the Del Rivers Show. I'm your host, Mark Elliott. To my right is the one and only Hindenburg of comedy, Del Rivers. Today, our special guest. Our special guest.
Keep going.
That was pretty good.
I used to have a list. Our special guest is one of the few people who has known Del apparently longer than I have. Another former hapless roommate of Del's from over 30 years ago, Mr. John Perinci,
Yes.
comedian and actor.
There it is.
Oh, thank you.
all the way in from Los Angeles.
Right, all the way in from LA here.
Just to do this show.
That's right.
That's it. I knew about it
Right.
for free, but I'm doing it anyways.
And excuse me, folks, before I forget, I cannot forget our sponsors. Sponsored by UFO Big Noodles, the Nissan brand. When you think of noodles, think of UFO Big. Del always with the impromptu theremin music. Before we get started, I know Del has a lot of questions he wants to ask John. I just want to give our final shout-out invitation to Ted Nugent. As we've been saying for weeks, if Obama won the election, Ted can come here and commit suicide like he promised on the show. I don't know.
Which he did, you know.
Yeah, but there's just one request. Del wants to hear Wango Tango one last time, and I would like to see if Ted can off himself via bow and arrow. It's never been done before, but I'm sure if anyone can do it, the Motor City Madman can.
Self-crossbow.
A
Self-crossbow. We're on to itself.
That's a classic Del.
You get a laugh out of this.
A
You remember
Del-ism.
when you said the one apartment and Jerry looked in with his
Yes,
crossbow?
yes, he had a
I opened the
crossbow.
door one day, he's got a crossbow like anchored in the freaking apartment door, one of the roommates.
It's true. This guy comes in with this
Don't
guy's
put a
like,
snap in your
he
sphincter.
worked as a mechanic or something, you know? And he's like one of these weird, like, hey man, you're a righteous dude. Yeah. Yeah. He's like one of those kind of guys.
People tell me I'm righteous.
You know, I'm righteous. By the way, I got this bow and arrow, man. You know, if you mess with me, I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. You're gonna die.
Yeah, it was like pulled. The string was pulled back.
I think it was pulled back.
Yeah, this guy was
you know,
nuts.
and it's like it's
Insane.
nuts. He set it up over
You
there.
might as well have a 45.
I'm
Yeah,
telling
just put a gun in front of you. That's about
I'm
it.
telling you, yes. And I accidentally went to go see it, and I pulled on it, and it flew across the hallway into a wall. Just missed the guy's TV. You know.
It would have been great if it had hit the television.
Yeah,
Exactly.
The TV up
Exactly.
or something.
It's a very serious weapon.
Oh my God.
But anyway, you had some questions for John.
Yeah, this is top of the question.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
What did you do to be asked on America's Got Talent?
Oh my gosh.
You gotta tell us a little story
A
about
song and dance routine, yeah?
Little song today, yeah. Actually, what happened?
New thing now.
Yeah, it is. Actually, what happened is about a year ago, I came up with an idea of doing a video for karaoke because I've been into really karaoke lately,
All right.
and I've been going 2-3 times a week. And
What
I
kind of
don't.
stuff you like to sing if you can?
The thing is, I don't just
It's like
sing the
imitations
karaoke.
of
I do the
people.
imitations.
Oh, right. Okay. I understood.
So my favorites, we're getting into Eddie Holman. Hey there, lonely girl, lonely girl, and then Daydream Believer and our homecoming queen.
You don't do any Bobby Vinton, do you?
I go Bruce Springsteen though.
Yeah, he does the
So tramps like us.
Does he always sing on the side of his mouth?
Yeah,
this side. Which side? Let's go.
That Sly Stone working for him?
Sly Stone.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, we used to do that.
It's Stallone,
Not Stone.
Stone. Stallone, right.
Stone.
Because I'm talking about it.
baby about the lawn.
That's good.
Now, this is a funny thing that you mentioned that because the first thing that you did as a comedian was doing
It's true. He knows that for a
Rocky.
fact.
Yep.
The very first impression I ever did in my life was
Rocky Balboa.
Rocky Balboa, because he was big back then, 70s, 80s, and all this.
Everyone slaughtered that.
And and everyone
Easy
started
target,
doing it,
yeah.
and they always just did the voice, but I kind of do the fit, do this. And I actually remember this one.
Yeah, it was outrageous in Rochester.
Yeah, and I started doing him.
Work it down to this incoherent, unintelligible mumble.
Exactly.
need a hand translator standing next to him.
But actually, right around it, I started doing him playing the Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, the beer, the bum.
Well, this is the funny thing, or this is something I want to ask you. Aside from like the Italian characters,
Yeah.
he's not Italian, but he looks Italian. He does like De Niro and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What are you, like maybe Romanian or something? Yeah, there's De Niro immediately.
I can't help it. It's me. I don't know how I do it, but he's got this face.
The face is perfect for that. That's great. I was wondering if you do like some of the imitations that are non-Italian characters, like James Bond. You used to do that.
Oh yeah. Well, my newest one is Daniel Craig. You know, when I try to look cool.
But you like the classic Bond, though.
Yeah. Because when I do the new Daniel Craig, is when you try to look cool, it's like the face looks just look really cool.
Squint a lot.
Squint a lot.
Squinted.
Edward Bond, James Bond.
It's like almost a lower red.
You go to pick up Sean Connery-ish.
Sean Connery's your best one.
I'm 007. I used to work Tool and Die.
But getting back to America's Got Talent, bottom line is I did this video, started impersonating, and I said, let's put this on video. So I took the top songs from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, took the best ones, cut them down to 30, 40 seconds each, and let's see if I can go from voice to voice to voice.
Oh, that's cool.
And I rehearsed it, and they did it.
It was a nice editing job on that.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah. My friend Vince did it. It's very good. So the bottom line is I sent it to them. They liked it. They called me in and said, we just happen to have auditions 2 weeks from now. Now, I didn't know when the auditions were.
Yeah.
I just sent it, for the hell of it. And she called me up and asked me all these questions and things. So finally, Wednesday the 14th, 3-4 days ago, I did it at 1 o'clock, and then got to doing it, and they liked it. I ended up going to the executive producers. They liked it. Now I got to wait 2 or 3 months to see if I
Wow.
we get on. Yeah,
That's wild. So that's how it works, basically.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
All because of.
It could be like several months later.
I mean, if they pick you to go on, do you get a decent paycheck, or is it just like they throw you a few crumbs and say, I'd be lucky we let you on the show?
I don't know how they're going to do it.
I was curious about
I hope they have me.
I don't know why, but this makes me think. You ever watch these atrocious old Lawrence Welk reruns that they have on PBS? They're just the worst train wreck. And you read these stories. These people were talented for what they did at the time, but Welk paid them like nothing. And if you begged for more money, he would just insult you and send you back.
Exactly.
Apparently, the guy was a real prick.
And 1 and a 2, you're off the show. Get out of here.
1 and a 2 and a go.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go.
There's some bubbles for you.
Hey, Bobby, could you show him the door?
Exactly.
Follow Katie and Bobby as they dance you to the door.
Can you imagine Joe Pesci, doing something?
That would be funny.
Hey, listen here, you freaking sucker, eh? You want some more money? Huh? Is that it? Get the freak out of here.
Joe Pesci. You gotta do at least one Star Trek imitation, like from one of the episodes. Remember the one with Christine, that one?
Okay.
Joe Pesci in Star Trek?
No.
This is an actor that was on Star Trek, but he does a perfect imitation of it.
Oh yeah.
Arm.
This is from I can't remember the name of the episode, but Star Trek. Okay, when Christine goes down and he meets the doctor, and the doctor goes, Christine, it's just me. And look, I'm still the same. And look, that's good. Yeah, and he's actually a robot.
Yeah,
it's a mere flesh wound.
This is a mere flesh wound. I'm still the same.
I just thought of it. It was such a funny imitation. It's great.
Dr. McCoy! Captain Kirk!
How about the one that couldn't pronounce McCoy? It was like Julie Newmar.
Oh yeah, McCoy! Gucci goo. And then Spock goes, Gucci goo, Captain. Gucci goo. If you need to know, consult linguistics. Spock.
Oh man, it's too good.
You want to take a little commercial break?
We'll take a commercial break. We'll do some more with him.
Okay, we'll take a commercial break. We'll be back with the Del Rivers Show in 5 minutes. Okay, Okay, folks, we're back. The Del Rivers Show. I'm your host, Mark Elliott, with John Perinci, our special guest.
Thank you.
Yep. You got more questions for John?
Yeah, we'll throw a few questions at him. This won't hurt you too bad. Tell us about the phone.
Where were you June 9th at 9:40?
Where were you, June 9th?
I want to hear about the Phonies. The TV show that's online. Phonies TV show.
Yes.
That last voice you did something like Walter Winchell. Just sorry.
Walter Winchell.
Back to the phone.
Oh, the humanity.
No, that's the other guy. Phonies is
That's usually the response that Del's comedy elicits from the crowd.
Oh no, he's doing comedy again. No, Phonies is a sitcom that I created many years ago, about 10 years ago, based on my experiences as a telemarketer. And the bottom line is it's people from all walks of life, all ages, all nationalities. They all work in this telemarketing room and they push products, and it's got branding.
Boiler room atmosphere.
Boiler room atmosphere, but it's in a funny way. And it's written by me and another guy who wrote for Seinfeld, and it's got Mickey from Seinfeld, who's Danny Woodburn, and we've got a great review.
We were trying to think of what to call him, like a little person, or you don't want to say the M word.
Yeah.
What do you call him? What did you call him, like, on the set?
This is what kills me is everything is so dangerous now that they will say stuff like they use the R word. I'm like, what could they? I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Really. I swear to God,
Must be the R
the
word.
first time I heard the term N word, Peter Jennings used it, and I was so naive. I was thinking, N. What is it? And I had to keep listening to figure out the context of what the hell they were talking about. I was like, can't you just say it as a reference? We know you're not a racist. You're Peter Jennings. It's just a, it's ridiculous.
Well, you
It's
can't.
ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah, you'd probably get in trouble for doing it. But yeah, we're trying to get that going, and
So it's still on the plate right now.
it's on the plate.
Are you working up to a pilot? Is that it?
No, we shot two pilots. We shot two pilots. We shot two 8-minute segments. So we're kind of good.
Something I want to hear also is about the 2 commercials that you did with celebrities.
Because if you get the show, you got to get an episode with me and Del. You got to
put us in there.
a bullshit scenario. Yeah.
After the show, I definitely will.
Pad the payroll, write a few checks.
Sign right here.
We'll come in via Greyhound with vouchers if necessary.
No, I gotta remember the 2 commercials. Remember you did one that was a DWI commercial with the guy from MASH. Remember?
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh.
Tell us about that, and the one with Ellen DeGeneres.
Okay. The one a long time ago was the very first commercial I ever did. Actually, it wasn't a commercial; it was an industrial.
Yeah, industrial.
It was an industrial. Orlando, 1988, I think, 89. And I just read for this part, and they liked it. I played like this kind of jock who was likes into sports and things. And I was at a bar, and then I didn't have a chance to meet McLean Stevenson.
McLean Stevenson, right? From
didn't have a chance to meet him, but he was really, I heard he was a really nice guy, and he kind of pushed the thing. But the best one, and I did 2 with Ellen DeGeneres. I did one back 4 years ago, American Express. You've probably seen it.
You were the guy coming off the train.
I was the guy coming off the tram, yeah.
Right.
And I go, Ellen!
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And she was really nice and sweet. And made some pretty good money off that.
I was going to say, get some cash from American Express.
Cash rolled out. Kind of paid off my mortgage and other things at that time.
There was only like a 10-second.
It's funny, when I lived
second spot.
when I lived in LA,
I was only in there for like...
I knew actors that had gotten one TV commercial, and they lived off that for a long time. You know,
Really?
Serious? No, you can.
You really can.
You got the right one?
One good commercial. And I remember I was waiting tables, and I met a guy that we became good friends, a little older than me. And I said, "You seem familiar. Have you ever been in a TV commercial?" He goes, "Yeah, years ago in the late 70s." I said, "Wait a minute. Were you complaining of a headache or something?" He laughed. He goes, "My line was, I can breathe freer and easier."
Right.
And he said, "I lived off of that commercial for over a year."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Especially in the 70s, it pays a lot of money.
Yeah.
It paid a lot. It pays good now, not as much. It's
Back
hard.
then, you had three
But back
networks
then,
and you scored a commercial.
You
big
used to,
stuff, yeah.
some of these guys I used to know from the 70s and 80s they'd do 3, 4 a year. They'd bank 150,000 a year.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Just for international play airtime,
yeah.
probably.
And then the one I did, another one that DeGeneres I did is I did the J.C. Penney commercials that you saw. She did a whole series of like 5 of them. And I was in the one, the Roman Empire.
Yeah.
And I had to play this, I had a guy dressed up as a guard. So I ended up becoming doing it just as a friend. Was a casting director, so I did it as a favor. But there's a SAG rate and it pays good and all this. What happened is they liked me so much they kept on putting me in the commercial, and I got upgraded to more. But I get to hang out with Ellen DeGeneres and everybody there.
Yeah, I really like her. She seems like a very, very cool person.
She is.
Yeah.
She's very good, and she's probably one of the funniest stand-up comedians.
She's very funny.
Well, I thought she was sort of like
very
a
sharp.
female version of
She is.
Seinfeld in
She
the
is.
time period that she came out.
Exactly. She's just like that.
Sort of like that.
She's not
It was a
dirty.
few years ago. I saw, a couple of HBO things she did, probably within the last 10 years, and it did come to me just how sharp and how funny she really is, and
Yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah, she was great. So, it's all good.
Nice.
It's just a lot of fun. Yeah.
That's cool. Let's see what else I got here. You have a website that my little dog, that's my evil dog that messes my hair up every morning,
Daisy.
is on the website that you helped out with, Pet Starship.
Yeah, Pet Starship. It's still there, and we just launched it earlier in the year, and it's a social network, kind of like Facebook for pet owners, with a futuristic theme, like a Star Trek theme to it. So,
I like the little shopper. Is he dead?
Is the dog dead, Jim?
Do the Horda. I think I see him do when he was like feeling the Horda, Spock.
He's really getting into the whole Star Trek thing.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Oh, the pain! The pain! That's the music, right? Music pain! How about this one? How about the Indian? And he goes, I can't think where I am. And he goes, you are Gorak! Gorak! People! You must take care of the people!
You sound like an Italian fruit vendor from the 1920s or something. Apple.
I'm so happy.
Keep the Star Trek imitations for us
I know.
if we want
Oh,
to.
God.
Should I throw a couple more questions, then we'll go on to the other stuff? Do you have any memories of me, of what I've done in the past? Good or
Boy.
bad? I mean,
Yeah, let's hear. I want to hear
He wants to hear
a
something.
really classic Del Rivers story, and then I'll give you a couple of quick ones.
Alright, the funniest one is when all of us went camping.
Oh, you gotta hear this one.
We all went camping
ridiculous.
up in Lake Tupper.
Is that what it was? Like Tupperware?
Tupper Lake, something
Tupper
like
Lake,
that.
yeah.
Saranac, who knows? Way up there, way long time ago, 30 years ago. And we're all hanging out. I mean, we had a good guy, friend called Sal. He's like an Italian guy. We used to joke around all the time. So, anyways, late at night, you get the tents up and all this kind of stuff, and there's bears walking around and all this kind of thing. But then the funniest thing is that we all be hanging around the picnic table. Hanging on the picnic table, and everyone was fine, but there's a bunch of flies. There's
flies.
There's hundreds
Oh, my
of
God.
flies would be going on with it. I said, they wouldn't attack us, they'd attack us. Del, over here.
These guys had not one fruit fly.
Not one-
I had like 1,000 of them. I'm going like, it's like some horrible.
And he's going, John, eat this, what are you doing? Kisses. And we're laughing so hard.
I can imagine.
I never laughed so
I
hard.
actually had the hood over my head
It
trying to block the
went
fruit
over
flies
head,
off.
and then the flies are attacking him and stuff like that. Oh my God!
Funny.
Besides losing his besides losing his luggage on top
Yeah,
of the car.
the luggage.
That was another picnic. That was another trip we
Luggage
did.
disappeared.
That's when I had to wear Adam's underwear.
And he was just hanging out inside. You say, Adam lied. There was another guy, Adam. He lost his luggage, and but 5 minutes before, he goes, "Oh, boss, I'm so glad I didn't lose my luggage. I'd be so depressed and bummed out."
So I did.
5 minutes later, what was that? We stopped the car, and he goes, "Hey, guess what? It's gone."
I walked back about 3 miles, 3 or 4 or 5 miles to find my luggage. It was just gone. Like someone stole it.
Exactly, it's gone.
Someone stole your luggage, stole your shit stained skin.
No, that's stolen. It flew
off the top of the roof.
Oh,
It
God.
wasn't secured
So
properly.
didn't you have to use people's clothes?
Yeah, I used Adam's underwear.
Right, Adam's clothes.
It's the only time, as a proof of force, I had pulled a sign out of the ground. I was so pissed off. It was like a root sign, the metal thing. I just like,
When I remember living with Del, when
So
I first
mad.
got to know him, he was working these horrible temp jobs he hated. It's winter. We're living in this shitty 3-bedroom apartment.
Oh, yeah.
He gets up at about 6 a.m. and I would wake up because I hear him clamoring around in the bathroom, cursing at himself in the mirror. You hear it starts like that. I wake up, it's cold, so I wake up, I'm sleeping and it'll be like this, and you hear it over there. Stupid hair. I hate this fucking hair.
You just say that to me.
God damn it, but then you have this, I hate this fucking, God fuck, I hate this job. God, it sucks. Why can't the day start right this one fucking day?
One day, can't you start right? Can't hear, can't say my hair, can't say my job. He does it. One time we were sleeping.
Every day, like clockwork.
He got mad at me because when he
Begin to stay in a blind rage.
He goes, how do you keep your hair so nice and neat all the time? He goes, how do you do that?
his hair would always be perfect, and mine would be like it is now. Like one side would be sticking up.
Flying all over the place.
I can't wait till I go bald.
So you did the same thing when you were
Same exact thing.
Oh God, that's what's
Same exact thing.
unbelievable.
Same exact
Should we move on to the other parts of the?
Sure.
We
What
have
would you
time?
like to do
I mean,
next?
how much time
We got about
5
2
minutes,
minutes.
20 minutes. How much?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
All right,
make
you
it
got
quick.
some timely humor from Del?
I got some news items, and I got the beef, and I got the mystery down.
Okay.
What do we got, 2
Okay, you
minutes?
want to do the beef? What's the Del's beef today?
This is one thing. It's kind of an important beef that I get so pissed off. It's like, why do we automatically have to, as a society in general, have to go into survival mode every time the power shuts off or disaster occurs? I mean, wasn't the government created originally to compensate people in times of need? I mean, just from watching the news,
The government was created to tax people and bully them around.
it's about it. Yeah. I mean, there's a
The notion
disaster.
that people have that the government's really supposed to help you out is a fairly recent notion. I think it's post-World War II.
But I mean, it's like the minute the power goes down, it's survival mode. There's no food left in the fridge. It's like that kind of.
It means you make sure you got your guns and ammo out and the clips are loaded in case the commies come in from Canada.
I know. It's about it. It's incredible.
Yeah, the commies are still out there. They can catch us when we're not looking.
Oh, this is something John will like. This is the mystery Dell. I might just put the mystery.
All right,
Dell
what's the
right
mystery
after
Dell?
this.
By the way, Mystery Dell is something that I don't know about.
He doesn't know about this.
So is this what John doesn't know about you as
No,
well?
he knows about this.
Okay,
one.
I'm
But
into that.
I have to ring the bell. There's a little bell that we turn.
The Mystery Dell bell.
So I put my hand up to hear the bell. Me and a friend of mine, who should remain nameless, but you know who he is, stole
Franklin?
the original fiberglass bell out of the Taco Bell.
Oh
on
yeah.
Ridge Road West.
I think you mentioned that to me once. It was the one and only time you got stoned. Is that correct?
No.
No. Was that a different?
No, I played the
act
getaway.
of vandalism. You.
I was the getaway guy.
The getaway
and our
guy.
friend
Pete did this?
scaled the
You were
side
the
of Taco
wheel.
Bell.
Wait,
and
you were the
unscrewed
wheel
bell.
man for this operation.
Yeah, I was.
How do you know
I had the
this?
cops driving.
I totally forgot about this. Actually.
You forgot about that?
Yeah, I did.
It's what
My gosh.
we took the.
Did you get
When
arrested?
they used to
Did they get you?
fiberglass bell like in the center of Taco Bell. Now they have like plastic.
Well, wait a minute. Did
cover.
they get you?
Right.
Did you get arrested?
Never caught us.
Really?
But someone stole the bell from us.
Why is that? Were you in some kind of 68 Charger like Steve McQueen or something? Kind of a
It was my pizza delivery Nova car that I was driving. And we drove up to the Taco Bell and it was late at night. Nobody was there.
And you
He
stole
scaled
his
the
bell
stuff,
for what
unscrewed the bell and
reason?
handed it down to me. I put it in my car and we drove off. The cops are like after us and everything
I
else.
can't believe that.
We got away with it.
I totally forgot
It's
about that. Wow.
so long ago they can't do nothing.
So what happened to
now.
this bell? Did you really cash in on the stolen bell
Somebody
market?
lost it. Somebody stole it.
I was just saying, that's pretty cool. It was a real bell? Like,
No, it was a fiberglass bell. It didn't have a clack or anything.
So what do you got? You got timely jokes here? What kind of?
No, they're just the news items.
The news items. Well,
I could throw a few in. I guess there's a new Spider-Man villain on board. A female villain named Mommy Longlegs. Sort of a MILF or a cougar, I don't know. It's Mommy Longlegs. Let's see, retailers are psyched about shoppers on Black Friday, while the automatic weapons dealers celebrate Black Saturday.
I think they want to come up with White Monday. That's what I want to institute.
There's another one, White Monday.
You know,
Judy Garland's Wizard of Oz
off of
dress.
mayonnaise or something.
yeah.
Her Wizard of Oz dress, Judy Garland's, is being auctioned off, while the witch's melted blob is expected to fetch millions instead. Let's see, we'll do a couple more. Heidi Klum stripped off her makeup for charity, while ex-husband Seal put makeup on for charity.
Oh, gosh.
That's bad. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's
man.
a terrible joke. Well, it's better than
He needs her for his
it's better
face.
than doing tricks with horns and beach balls. Seal.
Okay.
That's the lesser of the two worst ones.
okay.
Sorry.
Roll them
Let's
out.
see. Okay. This is during the World Series. The World Series has had parking with outrageous prices. It was so expensive because they actually hired Yankee players like A-Rod and Jeter to be valets. Well, the Yankees wanted to be there, you know. It's like
man.
so they were valets. Denny's restaurant.
Valet parking.
Denny's restaurant.
A-Rod had banked 10 grand in the valet tonight.
I know. Oh my god.
That's why it was so expensive on that one.
Oh,
Denny's restaurant will have a tie-in with the new Hobbit movie. All height-challenged individuals will get a free Crappy Meal. I don't know, Hobbit, and you get a free.
Oh yeah, man.
Let's see, there's a shortage predicted on holiday toys. All the elves are going to Denny's, by the way. Many elves are blaming Santa for the poor economy since outsourcing to Antarctica.
Oh.
All right, that's enough for the news. That's all I got.
That's it. Anything else in your special grab
I want to
bag?
hear one of your white Mitt Romney jokes.
Yeah, okay.
The one that you have.
I'm gonna try and squeeze these in as our post-election my Mitt Romney so white jokes, which I had used up till this time. Let's see what I got. Yeah, Mitt Romney's so white that even all of his Cadillacs have paneling. Mitt Romney is so white he makes Del Rivers look like Huey Newton. That's the last time I heard of Huey Newton.
Black Panther.
Who's Huey
Black
Newton?
Panther.
Oh, the Black Panther. Oh god. Oh man.
Mitt Romney's so white he makes mayonnaise seem like watermelon. That's
Stretch on that one.
Yeah, he makes Mr. Potato Head seem like Louis Farrakhan. he makes the Third Reich look like the Harlem Globetrotters. And yeah, I think that was pretty much. I was working on some Mitt Romney so white.
I liked it. I liked the Mitt Romney joke.
Squeezed on that. In another 3 weeks, it's going to be Mitt who?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Exactly.
Okay, folks, thanks for joining us. We're going to take about a 2-week break, and we'll be back for the holidays with more with the Hindenburg of comedy, Mr. Del Rivers.
And John will be back next year.
Yes.
All right.
Guys, appreciate it.
Yay.